This segment is brought to you by St. Martin and Bourke. Know your rights.
Hey everybody, welcome back into Bayou Time News. I am Harry McCullough. It's time to check in with the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office, and for that, we check in with Captain Brendan Mathern. Thanks so much for being with us, Brendan. And this first case is, we talk about Bayou Blue all the time, and you got Lafourche and you got Terrebonne on one side, same in Pontchartrain, depending on which way you're traveling. And this couple just ended up in the Lafourche side, and you guys got a narcotics arrest.
Yeah, Harry, this made an arrest last week on Thursday. Our narcotics agents had actually been investigating both of these individuals, 26-year-old Davin Sampe, who you see here, along with 24-year-old Skylar Farrell. They had been investigating them since May of this year for selling meth. And they ultimately obtained arrest warrants for meth distribution and cruelty to juveniles due to the fact that they were selling narcotics with kids present. And they obtained a search warrant for their residence on Cypress Avenue in Pointe-aux-Chenes. It's kind of like the Montague area for those watching. And then on July 31st, our agents went to their residence, took them both into custody. And while they searched the residence, they found Xanax, Soma, hydrocodone, drug paraphernalia, which they determined belonged to Davin Sampe. So ultimately, both were booked into our correctional complex. Each was charged with 1 count of distribution of methamphetamine, 2 counts each of cruelty to juveniles. Skylar Farrell's bail is set at $100,000. And then Davin Sampe was additionally charged with possession of the Soma, the Xanax, hydrocodone, and drug paraphernalia. So his bail is set at $131,000.
Okay, so Sheriff Weber obviously reminds the public they can report any drug-related or suspicious activity. When we talk about methamphetamines, is it so much common as it has been, or are we seeing any kind of dent in kind of stopping this?
I would definitely defer to our narcotics agents for the specifics, but unfortunately, when it comes to arrest, we're still seeing a sort of a healthy dose of methamphetamine arrests. It continues to be a very common drug around Lafourche Parish. We've seen other drugs kind of rise and fall in popularity over the years, but methamphetamine is still staying steady. We haven't discovered, and we haven't been discovered as many active labs. At one time, we had a methamphetamine response team that would actually, involving various organizations that would go out and take care of these active labs. Thankfully, that's not something that we're running into as commonly, but the fact remains that meth possession and distribution continues to be an issue.
Yeah, because look, the labs were more dangerous than the drugs, pretty much, and maybe fentanyl down a little bit. Again, I'm probably should ask narcotics, but
yeah, and ultimately, with regards to fentanyl, the issue that we've seen over the past few years has been the adding fentanyl to drugs.
Right.
We certainly see it on its own, but we've seen it in cases where it's been added to other drugs, and unfortunately, we've had overdoses, even overdose deaths in the past due to those mixing of things. So we've actually recently had an arrest in the last few months, similar to the methamphetamine with the clandestine lab, when we found individuals mixing narcotics and mixing pills and things of that nature. So, again, these are all things that our narcotics agents have an ear to the ground on. And as you mentioned, Harry, Sheriff Weber, has appointed Lieutenant Adam Dufresne to be in charge of the narcotics section. And as you see on the screen here, you can call him directly at 532-4365 or email him adam-dufresne@lpso.net and give information about any drug-related activity you wish. We do that in every drug-related news release because it's been so fruitful for us over the years. And frankly, if you want to give information and you want to remain anonymous, you can always do so through Bayou Region Crime Stoppers. But again, anybody that's contacting narcotics agents and reporting just intelligence and information, for the most part, that stuff remains confidential.
I got you. Now, making a quick right turn, school starts this week, and everybody wants to post their pictures of their child going off to school. But you guys, with the help of a resource officer, got some do's and don'ts of what should be posted, right?
Yeah, here you see Officer Caleb, who's one of our school resource officers, and he's going to be at South Lafourche High School this year. So earlier today, we took a trip over there and took some photos. Officer Caleb, very helpful and very good about volunteering for this, even though we had a little bit of fun with all the details that we put on his sign there. But this is just reminiscent. The top picture is reminiscent of what we see every year with parents on social media posting far too much information about their child on social media, including the name of the school they go to, the grade, sometimes their teacher's name, and plenty of other information which can be used in one form or another. Maybe you're using some of this information as passwords for things, and there's all kinds of reasons not to do what you see Officer Caleb doing in the top photo. So our recommendation is, if you're going to do something for the first day of school and you want to have some sort of sign, do like he's doing in the bottom picture, and that's just saying it's your first day of 10th grade or whatever it may be. Again, it's just in the name of safety, and the thing that I always want to caution people, and in this particular case, especially if you're using Facebook, remember that when you're posting to Facebook, anything you post then essentially becomes property of Facebook, and they can use it pretty much any way they want. I know that there's a terms of service and everything, but if you read the terms of service, they have a lot of leeway when it comes to using your content for their own purposes. So again, you hope nothing nefarious would happen in these situations, but why chance it? It's your kids. Make sure you're taking care of it to not overshare.
That's great. Well, Brendan Mathern, thank you so much for the update. We hope Mr. Caleb gets to become a fireman someday, so we appreciate it. All right.
Thank you, Harry.
We'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.
This segment was brought to you by St. Martin and Bourke. Know your rights.